just about to depart from my new sunbathing spot. This is in Birdstock. It takes about 15 minutes at a fast trek here in the midpoint of the forest. Actually, it's not even quite the midpoint. It takes about half an hour minimum to cross the forest. That's fast. But on average, even for me, it's from the lengthy side to the lengthy side. It's about 45 minutes on a fast clip. Oh, shoot, that's dry wood, so I don't mind. Right now, for me to make it back to the section of the Highlands, I mean, this is all Highlands, but the section of Highlands, I mean, it'll take a minimum of 15 minutes. I could do to a 15 or 20 in that direction. Backside of Cougar Cliffs, what I call. Oh, another thing too, back where was that? I'm surprised because there's some deer scat, which is kind of like deer pellets in a way. You may have heard the expression horse hockey, buffalo chips. Horse hockey is manure, same with buffalo chips or bison chips. Native Americans would use that for the fire because you can pick up all that, just even deer scat too. It's not, first place, it's not meat-based, plant-based. Secondly, with grazing animals, it's primarily, grasses and oats. And so that, when it's compacted, makes a good fire briquette. So I'm gonna take it slow going back out. It's not bad now. It's actually, temperature's probably about 75, but and that's really mild. But humidity brings it up a few. Dew points increasing today and tomorrow. It was up a little yesterday. It's like 90 or 95, mostly. Get behind a tree here. Makes for a good shot. I love the color shots like that. And again, that's where the turtle, still don't see any digging there, so no animals have gotten to it. I'm not keen to the scent. I don't know what survivability rate is. It's going to be directly into the sun, so I'm going to turn it off to the side on this trail because it'll be nothing but directly affected, not in a positive way for the sun. So, as far as the obscuration of the photography, if you will. So, but the sun's going down now. It's about getting close to 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, which is a 5 hours difference between Eastern Standard and GMT, Greenwich, UK. International time date line. Yeah, even here at the elevation, concentrated some rain the other day, but the fecundity of life, moisture content's high. There's just so much water, underground water source here, and reservoirs. Well, not reservoirs, but water bodies, small. Only one large, Thompson Meadow. And anyhow, so that's all right. Interact light, but sun's getting down so low. I think we're now, June 21st makes for the longest day. Also, was it same would apply down on the border, Maricopa County, where my stepfather Ron, although he is embarked upon his heavenly sojourn as of last year. No one told me, but my family, nobody give a shit about Ron either. They just mouthed the words. Saying a thing is one thing, living a thing is totally different. And my family, they don't live, they subsist. They don't even exist. Existence is the intonation of consciousness. which leads you to the path. Perhaps it's not the path, but it's one of the many paths to sentience. So it's upon the journey, right, to enlightenment. Yeah, well, what was it in Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid, Paul Newman and Robert Redford, two amazing people. Anyways, Butch, Sundance Kid was Robert Redford. He was a gunfighter, gunslinger. And Butch Cassidy, or Butch, was brains the outfit. True story. Just like Billy the Kid. Had his real name. William Bonney, maybe? That was it. The story goes, the legend goes, he lived into the 20th century. First part of the 20th century. What was he, like 108 years old? Something like that. But, so anyways, back to Butch Cassidy. And he was the thinker. He came up with all the plans. And he was talking to blabbering with Sundance. And Sundance made a comment, jocular comment. You just keep thinking, Butch, that's what you're good at. And then Butch said, Butch Cassidy, somebody cut this yesterday too, because they come in here to Clear Pass for the main trails. It is really a main trail. It's in a way, it's a secondary trail, but it's still marked. I think it's a yellow trail marking. I forget, but it is a main trail. I don't often stay with main trails, but, and you can see the water where it washes away so much of this. Oh, back over here. This rock face at the very top here during the season, somebody built a old style wood long branch teepee. They hadn't used anything artificial like, hey, there we go, another robin redbreast. A lot of blue jays and other critters out here get talking. But as you can see, like that it must have been tree rot that came out of there. But over here, you can't see it because I'm going to be going off on a path to the left momentarily. I call this, in a way, like I don't know, in a sense, like a fanghorn forest. Maybe not quite Mirkwood, but maybe it's Mirkwood and not fanghorn. Anyhow, actually, I don't think it's in here, you can see, but because I'm going off to the left here to go back the way I generally go. Actually, I did that yesterday, so I'm going to continue on this route. This leads me up to the same distance. What, a minute or two, less or more. I think about it. But you can see if there was this several hundred-year-old tree that was uprooted. Maybe due to age, maybe there was some sort of infestation in it. As you can see, oh my gosh, this again, fern is so good for making cover or lean-to. You can't really see me here, but rocks and boulders were in the plant root system. And roots of trees, they actually transmit chemical. It's a process. I don't think it's osmosis. What the chemical process is, but trees, there's like a mother tree or a hive tree that when they clear cut forests, they destroy that so it can in turn impact beyond the clear cutting that they do for logging. But anyhow, they talk so much, but they said the trees, a lot of times, the heavy winds, even sometimes it's like a suction effect in these gullies and hollows. That was on a hill face over there. And you hear the commuter rail off in the distance, probably less than a mile from where we're at here to the commuter rail line, which bisects the forest. But the other side of the forest, which is the more towards the Salem Marblehead border, is where Salem State University is located in the dormitories, South Annex. But off that way, it's about 1/3 the size. It skirts a smaller distance across behind, Loring Ave, these are Legs Hill, Marblehead, but in the backside of the Swampscott Cemetery. But, anyways, so it's been about 10 minutes now on this. I can't, does it show the 10 minutes? Yeah, 10 minutes exactly, or 10:22. And that tree I'm very surprised by. It keeps getting light back where it shouldn't have. It continues. But as I said, even at elevation, well, I mean, roots reach far enough below the surface of the ground, which again, wintertime generally the top 3 feet freeze. And that's when heavy equipment generally stops working. Wintertime, generally, not always, but for breaking new ground, because it's like iron, frozen ground. And conversely, so permafrost, the land borders along the Alaskan state. It's not contiguous in the United States. It's just separated a bit by Canada. What is it? Not New Brunswick. What's that territory? There. And that's another way to get through, but I'm going in this direction. And used to be, there would be year-round ice roads. Now, the ice roads are only good so many months of the year. That's the damage that we've inflicted upon the Earth. People talk, oh, the Earth has always had global warming periods. Yeah, but how about you think about this? With the trillions of tons. Can anybody actually contemplate what a ton of gas is? So trillions of tons each year that we pour into the environment, into the atmosphere. A different level, were there 7 levels of atmosphere? And the different chemicals, the constituent for like freon gases and all, it destroyed the ozone for the most part. It did regenerate. It was a huge opening across the entire Antarctic from depletion of ozone. But anyways, going back to my original point, we have done since the onset of the Industrial Revolution, 1800s, mid-1800s, I'm trying to recall now. But as it started having cumulative effect, and give you a little comparative, that paper, just like the old papyrus, you see all these little flies that are in here along the water. This is really low right now because we're back into a drought, or mild drought, but and there are times this is actually dried right up. You know, to use it at a higher elevation here, at least as far as the highlands is concerned, but even so. So, what's I saying? Get off subject. I call this the ring snow in the wintertime, because I could come back down here in the snow. Not really so much on my backside, because let's see, a bit of rock there. I hit your tailbone, you feel it. Cracking my kneecap, my patella, crossing a bridge one time gets inundated, and then it recedes, and then it's slick. So I took a spill and fractured my kneecap a couple of years back. But it was a late fall, early winter deal, and but again, we've done so much damage. That with the hill up there, it was a coyote was looking at me in the dark one night. I was out here. They don't bother you. They really don't. They go out there like small animals. Small dogs get loose in there. They're food. But anyways, and the bobcats as well. But I think bobcats are cousin to a lynx. You know, lynx around here. I think they're up northern New England, but around here it's only bobcat. They're pretty good size, and they can get cantankerous. It's anyhow, what was I saying? Back to paper. Because of the acid, that's like the destruction, like the Black Forest in Germany, like destroyed different forests around the world. Depletion of entire tree types, gone. Anyways, paper now, there's so much acidity in the trees. Used to be like papyrus or rice paper would last hundreds of thousands of years. Now, 50 years at most. Any book you have, gone. 50 years it'll disintegrate. If you saw the movie The Revenant, down there, as gets enough height and water down below, they actually take not really a dip in there, but sitting there on a really hot day. And so here is so yeah, there's a little woman. Birch, a while back, lost so much birch population throughout all New England. I don't know what disease it was called. I don't recall now what it was. But I was talking about the movie The Revenant. In the past, they would use plastic sheathing if you were going to stay here overnight. There'd be a cooking hearth there. There wasn't any mosquito netting, but the movie The Revenant, Leonardo DiCaprio. Yeah, I thought he was a really cool guy. I think it was Alec Baldwin said, only do movies you'll be remembered for. Yeah, well, that wonderful human being is a billionaire, and like all the other billionaires with private islands and multi-billion-dollar bank accounts. Yeah, he might give $1 million or $2 million to charity, but even $100 million. But guess what? You have $100 million and you're worth like $10 billion, ain't gonna hurt you none, is it? So, yeah. Well, as far as that, musicians and celebrities, it's all bullshit. Always has been, always will be. It's the nature of people. They really don't care. Say they do. They might even do like activist fundraising, all that. Spend an hour or two out of their lives. Meanwhile, guess what? If you have $100 million, pretty sure you can live on 50. If you have $1 billion, pretty sure you can live on half that. If you have $100 billion, well, guess what? The more you have, the less others have. That's the mathematical law. Anyhow, so people that talk about this, that, and the other thing, and it's all talk. So you live your life. How you'll be remembered. What you'll be remembered for doing, mostly not doing. You know? Or as much. Do a lot of good stuff. Well, maybe there's a karmic principle to that. Or as Raj would say in Big Bang Theory, it's almost Newtonian. For every action, equal and opposite reaction. You're a piece of shit your whole life. What, in your deathbed, you're going to say, I'm sorry, and you get a gold ticket to heaven? Ain't the way it works out. So all those people that say how religious, how conscientious they are, well, I see very little evidence of it. Basically none at all. Seldom. And then it's fleeting. But we are indeed like trees. 98% similar chromosomal match. That's why we love trees so much. We have an affinity for them. So, around the bend, I'm out of here. Sweet dreams.